Across Australia, thousands of families are living in limbo, trying to work out what happened to loved ones who've been missing for months or possibly years. Each year, 38,000 people are reported missing. Most are found quickly, but over 2,500 have been missing for at least 3 months, and Indigenous people are overrepresented. In Western Australia, Aboriginal people make up 17.5% of missing persons cases, despite being just 3% of the population. But a new national DNA database is helping solve some of these mysteries for families in remote parts of the country. Erin Park has tonight's special report from the Kimberley and a warning: it contains images of Aboriginal people who've died.
200 kilometres south of Broome on Gurridjarri country. The Juddo family is heading to the coast to have some quiet time and remember the one they call the Old Man.
You're a great man, old man. Uncle, you're a warrior, probably a man. Proper culture.
Spider Galbady disappeared 12 years ago. He was a Jabalini elder, one of the last generation of warriors from the northern deserts of Western Australia. He was known as a traditional healer and an accomplished painter. His family have been too distressed to view a photograph of him until now.
He's here. He's here, in the spirit.
He was so caring and loving.
In April 2008, the old man went missing after walking away from his home in the Bidjidanga community. Granddaughter Madeline Jadai says police, relatives and volunteers scoured the bush.
That was so sad that we had to stop searching for him. But for me, it was always in my heart to...
You always wanted to find him?
Yes.
The years passed, but the family did not forget. Then, earlier this year, came the shocking news. Spider Galbady's bones had been found at a sacred site, a no-go area near town.
Spider's remains were located actually at the base of a tree.
Detectives were able to identify his remains by comparing them with medical records. After 12 years of waiting and wondering, the family can now start to plan a funeral for the old man here at the Bidjidanga Cemetery. But across Australia, many other families are still waiting for a breakthrough to find out where their missing loved one is and what happened to them. It's hoped that Australia's first national DNA database may help solve some of those mysteries.
It is estimated that Australia has over 500 sets of unidentified human remains that have been stored for decades across the country. And we also have 2,600 long-term missing people.
Forensic identification specialist Jodie Ward is establishing the National DNA Program for Unidentified and Missing Persons at the Australian Federal Police Laboratories. A $4 million program to audit, retest and compare human bones with the DNA of people who've been reported missing.
We are really positive that we are going to identify some of our missing people this way. And for those families we can't provide resolution for, at least they'll get some comfort knowing that their loved one isn't represented amongst the deceased that have never been forensic tested.
Previously, DNA testing has been patchy and results often not shared across state borders. Among those now ready and waiting to submit a sample to the database is Irene Jimbity. She's hoping it might identify the remains of her stepfather, Wombat Williams, who disappeared during a camping trip on the coast north of Broome in 1988. Earlier this year, an inquest at the Broome Courthouse heard he was last seen walking into the bush carrying his shotgun and tomahawk.
I was hoping we'd find answers to all these questions we've had for the last, 30 years plus. But we walked out of here with more questions than answers.
Irene has accepted that he is no longer alive, but is desperately hoping the DNA database will help provide answers.
It gives me hope. Hope for my family.
Hope that she can finally say goodbye. Like here at Bidjidanga, where Spider Galbady's family are preparing to bury him.
Some people are still searching and looking and wanting to find answers. But it brings us to a closure for him. Like a puzzle, putting all the jigsaw puzzle together.
A national jigsaw puzzle, now a step closer to being solved. Erin Park, ABC News, Bidjidanga.